afternoon. Welcome to Heart of the Valley News. I'm Kelsey Lander.
And I'm Lacey Johnson.
Reporting live from Corvallis. In light of recent discussion about diversity on Oregon State University's campus, we took an in-depth look at how the diversity on campus has evolved.
Today we will have Archive Detective Butters and Allison Boyce reporting live from the Valley Library.
Thank you, Kelsey. I'm Allison Boyce, reporting live from the Oregon State Valley Library with Detective Butters, who's going to give us some facts and background on diversity here at Oregon State campus. Now, Detective Butters, why is it that students have to take DPD courses?
Well, DPD sponsors a range of activities, including local and national guest speakers and noon brown bag seminars. These encourage participants to engage each other in stimulating and lively exchanges about issues of diversity and equality.
Is that so? I had no idea.
I'll tell you what, it's so.
Now, give the audience some statistics. What are the current diversity rates here at Oregon State?
Oh, I'd love to tell you because I did a little research myself. Okay, so let me look at my little sheet here so I don't get this wrong. We have 2% African Americans, 8% Asian Americans, 5% Hispanics, 2% International, 1% Native American, 71% whites, and 11% were unknown, but OSU does host more than 1,600 international students each year from 90 countries.
Well, that is fascinating. I had no idea.
That is a lot, let me tell you.
There is a lot of research out there, I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
So, give us a timeline. Why did, or when did Oregon State start accepting non-European students?
Oh, I did find that out. It was actually in 1908, Oregon State allowed the first international student in, and in 1949, we had 107 students from 24 different countries, and in just 10 years, we doubled it to 107.
Well, that is fascinating.
Yeah, and then let me tell you one more. In 1970, Oregon State opened cultural centers to Native American, Hispanic, and African American students.
Fascinating.
It's
Now,
fascinating.
your research is fascinating.
Oh, it is.
So, a couple of years ago, the Oregon State Board for Higher Education, they remissioned their diversity plan for campus.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about that plan or what it entails?
I would love to. So the purpose of this policy is to enhance opportunities within the Oregon State University system through the application of guiding principles and actions relating to diversity. This policy outlines a framework for leadership, reflection, and action, and the identification of key evidence, and board conducted annual performance reviews to assess diversity. And it's assessing the diversity effects of the board, the chancellor, and campus president. And the board will identify opportunities to promote exceptional diversity, come up with strategies for student success, and promote a welcoming environment, and seek input from the diverse community representatives.
Well, that research is just fascinating.
It is a lot, too, let me tell you.
Well, thank you so much for being with us here tonight.
Thank you,
Again,
my
we are
pleasure.
here at the Oregon
My
State
pleasure.
Valley Library with Detective Butters. I'm Allison Boyce. Back to you in the studio, Kelsey.
Thank you.
Wow, Archive Detective Butters was very informed.
Yes, those are some very interesting facts. Now we will be hearing from Jessica on campus with diversity specialist Dr. E to learn how Oregon State plans to increase the diversity awareness on campus.
Hi, I'm Jessica Myers, and today I'm here with Director of Diversity Development, Dr. Ellerbrook. Thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so what can you tell us about OSU's efforts to increase diversity on campus?
Well, first and foremost, OSU really values diversity development because, and it's part of our mission statement. We aim to enhance and promote diversity because not only does it provide us tools to become culturally respectful, but it also enhances their education and, promotes or helps people to become more professionally competent and civically responsible. And how we first and foremost do this is we look to hire staff and faculty and administrators that are diverse themselves, but they'll also, commit to our value of promoting and enhancing diversity. And furthermore, we do help to, increase their knowledge and their skills to interact with different diverse populations and just, to overall help enhance diversity in our community as well.
Great, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Okay. All right, that sounds awesome. What can you tell us about the different organizations and clubs on campus for students to become more involved and learn more?
Well, specifically for students on campus, we have 7 different cultural centers, and
Okay.
they're offered for not only, students of different ethnicities, but for the LGBT community as well. And, they're ultimately there to help promote and, enhance diversity as well. But they also offer, a supporting environment for students to go and learn more about, issues with identity, or just learn about culture or heritage, or, just other things about diversity at OSU as well. And, but the thing is, for these different resource centers, they aren't, they don't pertain specifically to those students of those different cultures. So,
Okay.
any students can go to them if they're just curious in learning about more cultures and such.
All right, well, those sound like some great clubs and organizations for students to become involved in.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so I've heard some recent talk about an increase in tuition to help recruit more international students. What can you tell us about that?
Well, currently there aren't any exact decisions or conclusions made about the difference in tuition for this purpose, but at the moment, international students on campus do pay about 3 times as much as what resident students do pay. Yeah. And for the upcoming year, OSU is actually trying to boost our international student population from 6.5% up to 10%.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, so recruitment of, by doing this, the recruitment of international students, it will not only boost cultural diversity, but it will also expose all of our students to the more diverse world that they'll be, seeing in their work environment once they do graduate and will, ultimately be competing in. So, this will overall be beneficial for all of our students.
Right, yeah, it sounds very beneficial to everyone.
Yeah.
So any final words of advice or wisdom to the viewers or any other educational organizations?
To just OSU and other universities as well, and the broader community, given this vast increase in diversity that we are seeing not only in our faculty and staff, but, amongst our community and our student population, it's imperative that we do adapt to these changes and expand our paradigms for not only teaching, but also, resource services and all along those lines, in order to make teaching and, our learning environment equal for all students and, everyone amongst our community.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
It's been great to learn about OSU's efforts to increase cultural diversity.
What interesting insight this has been about diversity on Oregon State's campus.
I completely agree, Kelsey. As a former student at OSU, I can personally attest to the importance of taking these ethnic studies courses. We are very fortunate to be offered these classes since part of the United States, such as the Tucson Unified School District, does not have this freedom. I would encourage viewers to take advantage of the knowledge that they have available and utilize the resources.
I couldn't agree more, Lacey. Well, that's all we have today in the studio. Thank you for watching Heart of the Valley News. Have a wonderful evening.